Have you ever noticed this? You're around people, but still feel alone. You respond, you function, you show up, but something inside feels disconnected. You're not fully present, not fully open, not fully yourself. And you start wondering, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel emotionally distant? It's confusing, because nothing is obviously wrong, but something doesn't feel right either. Here's the truth: why you feel emotionally distant, and how to heal without shutting down, is not about weakness. It's about protection. Your mind is trying to keep you safe, but in doing so, it may also be holding you back from real peace. Sometimes you notice that you're present in conversations, yet something feels slightly distant inside. You respond, you listen, but your reactions feel slower or less connected. This can be confusing, especially when there is no clear reason in the moment. What many people don't realize is that this distance is often a protective response. Your mind is trying to keep you safe from potential emotional discomfort or stress. Have you ever caught yourself pulling back after a difficult experience, even without meaning to? That reaction doesn't come from weakness. It comes from a natural instinct to avoid further strain. When you begin to see emotional distance as a signal instead of a problem, you can respond with awareness instead of self-criticism. This awareness is the first step toward rebuilding a sense of safety within yourself. Unprocessed experiences often remain beneath the surface, quietly influencing how open you feel in daily life. Moments of disappointment, rejection, or emotional strain may not seem significant at first, but when they are not fully acknowledged, they continue to affect your responses. You may find yourself holding back, even when you want to engage more fully. Have you ever felt unsure why you hesitate to express yourself, even in simple situations? That hesitation often comes from what has not been resolved internally. Ignoring these experiences does not make them disappear. It only delays understanding. When you begin to gently recognize what you have been carrying, your perspective starts to shift. You become less reactive and more aware. This process allows emotional weight to gradually reduce, creating space for more openness and clarity. Your mind may seem constantly active, moving from one thought to another without pause. You replay conversations, analyze what was said, and imagine what could happen next. Even when you are physically present, your attention drifts inward, creating a quiet disconnection from the moment. Have you ever realized you were in a conversation but not fully engaged, because your thoughts were somewhere else? This pattern is often a result of overthinking. It gives the illusion of control, but it pulls you away from real connection. When your mind is crowded, your ability to feel present becomes limited. The more you observe this habit, the easier it becomes to gently return your focus. Presence is not about stopping thoughts completely. It is about noticing when your mind wanders and bringing it back without judgment. Holding back your thoughts and emotions can feel like a form of safety. You choose your words carefully, avoid sharing too much, and keep your reactions contained. On the surface, this can look like control, but underneath, it is often driven by a fear of being misunderstood or hurt again. Have you ever felt more comfortable staying quiet than expressing what you truly feel? That hesitation is not a lack of strength. It is a learned response to past discomfort. While it protects you in the short term, it can also create distance over time. When you begin to allow small, honest expressions of yourself, even in simple ways, you slowly rebuild trust in your own voice. Openness does not require full exposure. It begins with small moments of authenticity that feel safe and manageable. There are times when you feel emotionally tired without a clear reason. You go through your day, complete your tasks, interact with others, but something inside feels flat or disconnected. Things that once brought a sense of engagement no longer feel the same. This is often a result of emotional exhaustion. When your mind carries too much stress for too long, it begins to reduce emotional intensity as a way to cope. It is not that you cannot feel, it is that your system is trying to conserve energy. Have you ever noticed how after long periods of pressure or overthinking, your reactions become quieter or delayed? This is your mind asking for rest, not pushing. Giving yourself space, slowing down your thoughts, and reducing mental noise becomes essential for recovery. As your internal load lightens, your ability to feel and connect gradually returns in a more stable and balanced way. Many people assume that healing means becoming less sensitive or less open, as if the only way to avoid pain is to build stronger emotional walls. Over time, this belief can lead to shutting down parts of yourself that were once natural and expressive. But true healing does not require you to lose your depth or your awareness. It requires you to develop boundaries while staying connected to your inner values. Have you ever thought that being open makes you vulnerable in a negative way? In reality, openness combined with awareness creates strength. You can remain thoughtful, grounded, and emotionally present without absorbing everything around you. Learning how to protect your peace while staying connected to yourself allows you to grow without becoming distant or closed. Rebuilding connection after a period of emotional distance can feel overwhelming, especially when you expect yourself to return to how things once felt. That expectation can create pressure, making it even harder to take the first step. In reality, reconnection does not happen all at once. It develops through small, consistent moments of awareness and presence. You may start by simply noticing your surroundings, listening more attentively, or expressing a simple thought without overanalyzing it. Have you ever found that when you reduce pressure on yourself, things begin to feel more natural? These small actions may seem insignificant, but they gradually rebuild trust in your ability to engage. The goal is not perfection or complete openness. It is progress. When you approach connection in manageable steps, your confidence grows, and your responses become more genuine over time. Inner peace plays a central role in how open and connected you feel. When your mind is constantly active, filled with noise or tension, it becomes difficult to engage fully with the present moment. You may feel distracted, restless, or disconnected without fully understanding why. Have you ever noticed how a calm moment can instantly make you feel more grounded and aware? This is because emotional openness is closely linked to your internal state. When you create space for stillness, whether through quiet reflection, mindful breathing, or stepping away from constant stimulation, your mind begins to settle. As that calm builds, your ability to connect with yourself and others becomes more natural. Inner balance allows you to respond rather than react, creating a sense of stability that supports both clarity and connection. So if you've been asking yourself, why do I feel emotionally distant? Now you understand. It's not weakness, it's protection. But you don't have to stay there. Why you feel emotionally distant, and how to heal without shutting down, is about balance. Protect your peace, but don't close your heart. Take small steps, stay patient with yourself, and allow healing to happen gradually. So let me ask you, have you ever felt emotionally distant like this? Share your thoughts below. How are you healing today? Because healing doesn't require you to shut down. It requires you to come back to yourself.